All right, everybody. How's everybody doing? Bless you all. Bless you all. Bless you all. Welcome to another session of Power Session with yours truly, DMP Speaks. We're live on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. And I'm so glad that you're spending time with me on tonight. I'm just playing a little bit of worship music from Bishop William Murphy. I don't own the rights to this music, but I do believe in the power of words, and I do believe in the power of the Almighty God, and I believe in the gospel of Jesus Christ. So I like to just play here or there something to encourage you all. But again, I hope everyone is doing well tonight. We are going to be talking about 4 ways to push past your disappointments so that you can be free indeed. And I hope everybody is doing well. I hope everybody is staying safe. I hope everybody is feeling great in their minds, bodies, and souls. It's very important that we feel great in who we are because we want to reset ourselves, we want to rebuild, and we want to renew. Again, that's we want to reset ourselves, rebuild, and be renewed. Tell everybody that I am all, and it's time for Power Session. We're going to get right into it in the next 20 seconds. Again, we're talking about 4 ways to push past your disappointments. Please share this on IG. Please share this on Facebook and YouTube. You know what you got to do. Share, 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 and encourage somebody with this video, this session tonight. So let's go ahead and go forward because the time is getting away from us. Let's power it up. Let's go. So I like to just give a brief kind of introduction. So we know disappointments are difficult. A lot of us go through a lot of pain, a lot of suffering. And I use the example of the COVID because that's what we're in. I use the example of the racial tension that we're in. We're definitely in it. But a lot of people are going through things that's beyond just the COVID and the racial tension and the systematic racism. A lot of us are disappointed in ourselves. Let me say that again. A lot of us, if y'all can hear me, give me a thumbs up. A lot of you are disappointed in yourselves and you don't know how to come out of that. You're disappointed because the job that you thought you were supposed to get, let me turn this down, sorry. The job that you were supposed to get, and you put the resume in, you put the application in, and you prayed, and it just didn't go that way, and that became a disappointment. And then you started seeing that disappointment in other areas. Maybe it's a relationship, maybe it's relationship with your girlfriend or your boyfriend, a relationship with your children, a relationship with your coworkers, a relationship with your best friend, and they disappointed you. Your mom and daddy, your sister, brother, they disappointed you. Something happened where somebody somewhere disappointed you, or again, you disappointed yourself. And disappointments can pull you down mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually, and they can stop you from moving forward. Again, they can pull you in so many directions mentally, emotionally. I even think throw in psychologically and spiritually to the place that you are not doing the things that you were designed to do. And because the disappointment was so big, it was so catastrophic that it stopped you in your tracks. It stopped you from going to that next level in your life because you don't even know what your next level is because you're staying where you are, and it's that disappointment is festering in your mind, it's festering in your heart, it's festering in your decision making, and you're lacking something, right? You can't make the best decision because you're thinking about prior or the past disappointment. A lot of times we stay somewhere in our minds, or we stay in disappointment in our minds because it's comfortable. Let me say that one more time. A lot of times we stay in these disappointment areas in our lives because it's comfortable. But we must come out of that comfortability, that negative comfortability. You're so comfortable there. We have to be able to come out of that area and move in the direction of purpose. We have to start making moves into our purpose. We talk about destiny and destination, but we all have a purpose before we can get to our destination. We got to know what our purpose is, right? And I want to help you in the next few moments. Just give me a few moments. I want to give you 4 ways to push past your disappointments, your demons, whatever that you want to call them, so that you can go forth in your life. The first one that I want to talk about is called deal with it. Write this down. If you got a pen or a paper, I want you to write this down. One of the 4 ways to go over or push past, I put push past your disappointments, is deal with it. You must deal with your situation. You must deal with your disappointments. Allow yourself with these disappointments and deal with that emotion in a healthy way. You must deal with your disappointments in a healthy way. We cannot deal with anything if we don't acknowledge them. We must acknowledge them, and we must move forward with whatever we're having, whatever disappointment that is. We have to learn how to deal with it in a healthy way. Sometimes people don't deal with their disappointments in a healthy way because they don't talk about it. They don't talk to the right person. Everything that they have or everything that they're thinking about is always so it's so negative. It's always a disappointment. The disappointment is overtaking them. We have to be able to deal with it in a positive way. You might say, well, how do we deal with it in a positive way? You talk to the right people. You write it down. You go and seek counseling. You seek therapy, right? You go to your pastor. You go to a trusted person that you trust, and you talk to them about it instead of holding on to it. You deal with it. You stop emotionalizing everything, and you really deal with that situation. The next thing, number 2, is learn from your disappointments. We must learn from what we did wrong the last time. Y'all hear what I'm saying? We must learn from what we did the last time. What you would have done differently. What you would have done, what choices would you have made if you had the chance again to make it right? Now, listen, we can't all go back to our disappointments because it's done. So you don't want to go back to it, but you want to learn from it so that the next time something similar or even something totally different comes around, you don't want to make the same mistake twice, right? So we want to learn from our disappointments. The next thing, number 3, avoid this negative self-talk, okay? Give me 1 second here. My information is jumping around. All right, there we go. We must step into our new norm. I'm sorry, because it was showing something else. We must step into our new norm. The way we think and the way we respond to certain things, the way we react to certain things, we must get away from how we used to handle ourselves in these situations, and we must think differently. So we talk about the new norm continuously, right? Over and over and over. But we must have a new norm for our own self, for our own personalized self. The way we handle that situation, right? We've already dealt with it. We already have to separate ourselves from our past and our future. That past situation, that past disappointment, that's not who we are anymore. We are a different person now. We are better. We think better, right? And we have silenced the chatter, because a lot of times it's like the spirit of that disappointment likes to follow you. You try to get over something, and that particular thing tries to creep back into you. That mistake that you did, you slept with that person, you did this, or you did something that was ungodly, or you did something that at that time you didn't care because you were hurt and you were disappointed. You disappointed yourself, but you got to silence that chatter. You have to silence that particular thing that tries to come back into your life. You have to silence that thing. You got to kill it. You got to kill that thing before it kills you, right? So we have to step into our new norm. We have to be able to step into our new norm and see that we are different now. So there's things that we used to do, we don't do anymore. The things that we used to say, we don't say anymore. There are certain things that we might have carried ourselves a certain way. We don't carry ourselves. We think it different. We think differently. We're not the same person anymore. And the last thing is, for me to close this session tonight, we have to learn how to be strong and we have to be courageous. I'll say it again. We have to be strong and we have to be courageous. It's not going to be easy, but it's necessary. I'll say it again. It's never going to be easy to move forward to change, but it's so necessary. We don't have time to take steps backwards. We can only go forward. We have to fight. Y'all hear what I'm saying? We have to fight every single day to make our disappointments not to not be who we are now. I'll say it again. We fight every day to make sure that our disappointments don't follow us into our future, that it doesn't creep with us into our future. It doesn't stay and stick to us into our future because we are different. We are new. We are brand new, right? So I hope that you got something out of it. So let's just review really quickly. The 4 things that we're going to do to overcome our disappointments. See, we have to be able to separate our past from our future. What we used to do versus what we do now, right? We have to silence the chatter. We have to bring it into fruition. We have to be able to deal with it, right? We got to deal with that. We have to silence that chatter. We have to separate. That's the first thing. Separate our past from our future. And then we have to silence that chatter because it's coming, it's coming with us, but we have to be able to break that cycle. The third thing is we have to have a new norm. Right? We talk about new norms all the time. This whole year has been a new norm. We have to step into our new norm. And the last thing is we have to be courageous and we have to be strong. We have to be strong and we have to be courageous because we're going to need all the strength that we need. We're going to have all the courage that we're going to need. We're going to move past our disappointments and we're going to move past who we used to be so we can be better. In this season of our lives, we have to be able to do that. So I'll give you 4 ways to overcome your personal disappointments, your personal demons, however you want to put it. If you really apply these 4 principles to your life, however you do it, I guarantee that there will be a change in your life. Listen, thank you so much for your time. I'm a little over my time, but thank you so much for everybody on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. We have some new followers. Thank you for following me on